Carlos, now that the deadline's done, what are your overall thoughts on who you guys added?
Um, Great, man. Excited. Definitely got better, a lot better. Credit to David and the whole group there. Obviously, Steve and Alex. And then there's a lot of people that we got to give credit here to. The scouting department, the player development, that they continue to put pieces there that allow us to go grab guys like we did, in order for us to continue to win baseball games here. But super excited, like I said, especially in the bullpen. That unit there now is pretty solid, and then to be able to add someone like Cedric is special too, and I'm pretty sure he's excited too. Talking to him over the phone. Overall, feels really good.
David mentioned that with Cedric in particular, he does things that don't necessarily show up on the box score that will fit in really nicely. In your opinion, what are those things that you think he adds?
Yeah, there's a lot. I watched this guy play for a lot of years, defensively, offensively, whether it's, hitting for power, running the bases, So the way he runs the bases, first to third, that doesn't go in the box score. Getting a bunt down when you need to, get him a runner over, cutting the ball in the outfield and keeping the double play in order. So there's a lot that goes behind the numbers that he does well. So I know, again, another really good player that we're adding to what is already a pretty strong position player group.
Well,
Hey, Carlos, when do you expect to get Cedric here?
He's en route, so he should be here, at some point this afternoon. He should be here today at some point.
Just specifically about the defense, some of the numbers are a little bit down on him defensively. What makes him a good defender in your view?
Jumps, routes, speed. There's a lot. There's years that you feel like, man, that's weird. That he's grading so low defensively. But when you watch this kid play, especially for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, he's a pretty elite defender out there. So it's natural. So I'm not too worried about the numbers or anything like that, because I've seen this guy play, and he's pretty good out there.
Andrew?
Obviously, Helsley was one of the best closers in baseball last season. How do you anticipate deploying him along with Diaz? Do you have to keep them separated? What's kind of the thinking there?
Yeah, Diaz will continue to be our guy, and we will continue to use him the same way we've been using him. If we feel like the best way to deploy him is in the 8th inning, we will do it, and then we'll figure out the 9th. That's how we've been doing it now. Figuring out that 9th, it could be Helsley, it could be Rogers, there's a lot of different options. But, in talking to him, to Helsley, he's willing to pitch in any situation, whether it's the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. He's here to help us win baseball games, and it's just a good feeling when the willingness of a player to do whatever it takes, and that's the case here with him.
To go off of the bullpen, just obviously tonight's the first night with all these guys here. How much of a weapon can it be for you? And what do you think is the potential of this group?
Oh, there's big time potential, no doubt about it. Expectation is for them to continue to be themselves, to continue to go out there and get 3 outs when we give them the ball. We feel good with righties, lefties, different looks. There's a lot to like, but yeah. Expectation is for them to go out there and be yourself and give us a chance to win baseball games.
And then obviously with Soto being back in the lineup today, just how's he doing, and how nice was it to be able to get him back in there?
Yeah, good. We knew after the game in San Diego the other day that I had a player. I checked with him yesterday, no issues, so it's good to go.
Tim?
Is your expectation, at least for now, that Mullins is your everyday center fielder?
He's going to get a lot of playing time there. But we will continue to use TT. We'll continue to use McNeil in center. So he's here to help us. So he'll play.
Will?
With Cedric now in mostly center field, Jeff McNeil, I guess, would go back to second base. What is your messaging then to the younger players who have been at that position?
there's a reason why they're here. We believed in them, and they're going to continue to help us win baseball game. There's a healthy competition, and it's been that way for a long time. You feel good about your chances. The messaging is even if you're not in the lineup, you're probably going to get the biggest at bat of the game in the 6th or 7th inning. That's right now. There's a lot of different options, so there's versatility and also understanding that we're here for one reason. There's one goal, and we're counting on all of them.
Mark.
Mullins was going to be here. Do you know if he'll be active today?
We're waiting. There's a chance he could be active today. So it all depends. He had a hard time, with connections and all that. We just got to wait. But there's a chance he's active tonight.
Similar to Will's question, did you talk with Tyrone about just what this means for his role here?
I have not, but I will. Not only with Tyrone, but with all of them. So.
What do you see his role as?
Same, obviously playing time is going to be a little bit less, but again, he might be getting the biggest at bat of a game. He's going to come in and play defense or steal a base. Like, there's a lot of different ways he can help us win a baseball game. So he's an important part of this team, and he's been that way.
Gary.
How is Alvy?
Good. Came in yesterday, again, passed all the protocols and all the tests. We want to make sure that he goes through all the baseball activities today. He should be a player for us, but we wanted to give him an extra day and making sure he moves around and, catches a pen, does all the defensive drills, take BP, and see what the response is. But as of right now, he's a player for us.
Howie.
Hi, Carlos. As the bullpen is structured today, would you prefer, assuming Garcia's here for at least the near future, is he the guy that you would use for bulk if a starter goes down early? And would you prefer to avoid, given that you've got a lot of weapons out there who are generally one-inning weapons, having a bulk guy so that you don't have to burn one of those guys or all of them for one inning at a stretch?
Yeah, so as we sit here, and the way our bullpen is constructed, you're looking at Enrico Garcia, potentially a Rick Garrett, going multiple innings. But there's also a situation where on a down game, some of these guys are going to have to pitch, So, but I think that's a good thing. It says how deep you are, where, maybe you're down 3 and you're going to have to use a Soto or Rayleigh or Rick Garrett, but you also feel good about what you have available for the next day or the next couple of days. So, I think Rico, Reader, those are some of the guys that will last a little bit more.